Special presentation produced by VPN Foundation, Central Florida, benefiting art education for children.
Welcome to Mix and Mingle. I'm Stacy Dennison, your host, bartender, and craft cocktail connoisseur. Join me as I interview some of the Bay Area's best bartenders, and we teach you how to make the perfect drinks. Cut. Sorry. I got all tongue-tied and flustered. Hi there, welcome to Mix and Mingle. I'm your host, Stacy Dennison, and tonight we have a very special guest. Miss April Little is with us. April has spent the last 10 years cultivating her love of all things wine. She's worked in a variety of places in the wine world, including high-end restaurants, bar, and retail. April, tell us what your nickname for your love of wine is. Isn't it romantic something?
I'm a romantic wine nerd, that's
Love
for
it.
sure.
Love it. Welcome to our show, April. Thank you so much for being here on our very first episode of Mix and Mingle.
I'm excited.
So, April, tell us what you're going to be making for us tonight.
We're going to do 3 different sangrias. So
Nice.
Sangrias can be perfect for the summertime, and you can really tailor-make them to your taste and what you like to drink.
Love
and
sangrias, especially in summer.
yes, poolside for sure.
For real.
Okay, so the first one we're going to start off with, this is a traditional kind of red sangria.
Okay.
This one you need the most amount of time with. This is a kind of make-ahead kind of event. So this lovely vat of deliciousness right here, this is my make-ahead concoction. Yes. So I started off with lots of lemons and limes. You want a lot of citrus.
Okay.
We put some fruit in here. You can really go seasonal with your fruit. I put some apples. There's some peaches and some raspberries. So whatever
Sounds delicious.
local and that you can find. And then I put rum. With some sugar, about a cup of
Nice.
sugar, and a nice light rum, and then I let it sit in my fridge for about a day.
Okay.
You can leave it a little longer, 2 to 3 days, whatever.
Okay.
It just gets more interesting and
Just
more boozy.
let it ferment.
Yeah,
All right.
something like that.
Nice.
So we're gonna take our concoction out of here, and this is enough to make 2. So this is quite a lot.
Okay.
So we're gonna scoop out all of our deliciousness. And this is the hardest part, making sure it all gets into the container.
I'm sure that fruit is pretty tasty
yeah.
after sitting in there for a couple days.
Sometimes that's the best part, is once you're done with the drink, you get to eat the fruit.
Boozy fruit.
Yeah. All right. Got lots of fruit. I'm gonna focus on getting us some of this booze out of here.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to add some orange juice. If you want to open up that
You got it,
juice
April.
right there.
I am April's bar back this evening. All right.
So we're gonna add about a cup of orange juice. You can eyeball that. There's no
Trust
wrong
me
way to
to
make it.
eyeball. Okay. All right.
That's good.
All right.
Okay. Then we're using Spanish wine.
Okay.
So this is a nice Grenache.
Ooh.
And we're just gonna basically pour.
Okay.
This is the hardest thing right here. It's really complicated.
For some people, the hardest thing is opening the wine bottle. I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's tough. Sometimes it's difficult. You have to practice a lot.
We opened it ahead of time for convenience.
On top of this, you just want to put just like a lemon or lime soda. I have some Pellegrino. This is a nice orange Pellegrino, and basically this is for fizz. Okay, so you can use, you can tailor make this to your taste. If you don't want fizz, you don't have to add it. But this is just, this looks really good.
It does. It looks delicious.
Give that a little stir. Probably add more fruit in there if you really wanted to. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill a cup with some ice.
Yes.
You don't want to put ice into your pitcher. It'll dilute it. It won't taste as awesome every time you make it, especially if it's hot outside. I don't want that to happen.
So, dropping ice over here. All right.
So we
Have
got
at
our
it.
pitcher. Make sure you get your fruit in there. It's important.
Definitely. Nice little snack.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So I have a tasting straw for you, Miss
Oh,
April.
perfect. Perfect
One
for
for
guzzling.
myself. Give this nice little try.
It's dry. It's still fruity though. It's all about the citrus, and again, you have the opportunity to.
That is delightful.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take my tasting straw out for presentation
nice-
purposes.
Yeah, nice little close up. There you go. It's red sangria,
Nice.
very traditional, and that'll go for a while.
Now, after it's prepared, April, how long does it hold for?
Well, in my house, it doesn't hold for that long. But,
Mine either, to be honest. Right?
I wouldn't drink this more than a day. You know, once you open that wine, wine likes to go to vinegar when oxygen interacts with it. So that's usually for a party.
Okay. All right. So next, we have another sangria you're going to be making, right?
Yeah.
All
We are doing our pretty in pink watermelon sangria.
Love the name. Love the name. Love the movie.
I wore a dress just
and
for this
yes,
occasion.
I just noticed that.
Power pink. All right, so
I didn't get the memo. It's okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this watermelon right here, and we're gonna throw it into our blender over here. You don't need all of it. We're gonna save some of this for garnish, for eating, whatever you need. Okay. We're gonna liquefy this. Oh, if it's on. Is it plugged in? Oop. There we go. Figured it out. That's not blending. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some booze in there to add it. So just a red berry vodka. You can use whatever kind of berry vodka you find. Something light, just to go with our redness of our fruit. All right, let's try that again.
Oh, something's happening.
Oh!
A little bit of technical difficulties there.
That's okay.
You know, with bartending, you're always going to make a mess. I will say that. Always have a bar towel handy, which looking around we forgot to do. And you're always going to spill on yourself. So it's just a fact of life.
I'm kind of used to it actually at this point. It's fine. You just roll with the punches.
Exactly.
So before we get our lovely concoction here, we're going to focus on, again, some citrus. We have some nice lemons right here. We're going to just zest them, get all that lovely juice out. And the reason is because you're using vodka, and the citrus kind of takes away from the boozy flavor. So we're probably going to
Takes the bite away.
Yeah. You can do this by hand, or
She's using a strainer, I just want to point out, so it catches all those pesky lemon seeds. You don't want to be sucking up a lemon seed in your sangria.
Oh, that's gross. That ruins it. All right, one more.
And I'll
again-
describe the smell right now. It's very lemon, delicious smelling.
Half of what you drink, you want to smell it, or taste even. Smell it beforehand. Okay.
While you're
You're
doing
gonna
that,
open up the
April, I
champagne?
will go ahead and
You're gonna
pop
show
the
us
bottle.
proper champagne
Oh,
etiquette.
I don't know about that. I'm not the expert here, so you're the
I'll talk you through
wine expert. So
First thing, you never want to keep your you want to keep your thumb on the bottle.
yes. Okay.
I'll switch it off to you.
All right.
There is 6 atmospheres of pressure in a wine bottle.
Now,
You can take off heads with that.
okay, that was easier than I thought. I was very nervous. Very nervous.
All right. We took our juice from our lemons. Let's dump those seeds, and then we're also going to strain our lovely concoction over here.
Okay.
Because, you know, watermelon has a lot of juice in it, but it also has...
Oh! Just stand by.
Well, that sucks. All right.
All right. Here, clean yourself up, April. We'll we'll move on to
You gotta lift him.
We'll lift from what?
Okay. Well,
It's all gone.
yeah, the whole thing came apart.
You gotta do so.
Well,
I failed. I'm sorry. All right.
well, We can save this. We can save this. We've got more watermelon.
It's okay.
Right.
We have a really nice bottle of champagne to drink.
All right, that works
we'll
for me,
okay.
Actually. That works for me.
Right. Well, in
just,
theory, you would have strained your watermelon into your juice and then poured this nice cava over top of it. And it's going to be kind of the most citrus and the most dry of the ones that we're doing. So maybe we should make our third, since that one was a huge bust.
Well, you know what, April? I would like to stress again the importance of having bar towels at the ready as I'm scrambling. Apologies. You know what, April? My idea is let's go ahead and pour a nice glass of this lovely rosé that you brought.
Hey, I love it.
And move on to our mingle portion of the evening. All right, perfect.
I can actually talk about this wine. This is probably, this is a cava, so what that means is it is a Spanish version.
I will be right back, April. You continue on.
Of sparkling wine. This is rosé, so what rosé means is it's made from red grapes, and the winemaker uses a light touch when it comes to the skin, because the skin is where you get all of your concentration. And
never knew that.
you have
Interesting.
rosé.
All right. All right. Well, let's move on over to our lounge.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's give this a try. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
That's delightful.
You know what? It's fine. We would have had sangria, but I'm perfectly okay with bubbles.
Well, you know my love of wine also, so. Yeah. So anyway, April is studying to be a sommelier. April, tell me what a sommelier is for our viewers that might not know what a sommelier is.
It is it's a French term. It's fancy for basically wine geek, wine nerd. You have a love affair with everything that involves food and service and wine, and you know, I also have to know about beer and alcohol and all those type of stuff. But
oh, that's a tough job.
I know. I have to study a lot.
So tell me about the study process for it. I understand to become a sommelier, it's a very lengthy process. Is that right?
It actually is fairly intensive. There's not a real formal class that you can go to. There's really lots of studying on your own. I go through the Master Court of Sommeliers, and they are kind of the biggest and most worldly renowned body that is for the sommelier process. So I have really boring, heavy wine books that I have to read, and sometimes...
Are they heavy because there's bottles of wine in them?
No, they're heavy because they're full of knowledge, I think. But it makes it easier because they're pretty boring and pretty dense. I drink some wine, and I have people around me that help make it fun.
Not a bad way to study.
No.
So how long have you been studying?
Actively, I've been studying for the last 3 years. I had people around me when I was bartending in various aspects telling me that, you know, you should go for this. And I thought, oh, it's too much work. There's too much to know. I don't know where I would do with it. And within the last 3 years, I decided, you know what, this is something worthwhile and that I do really want to pursue. And
excellent.
So that's why I'm here.
So, April, I remember kind of before when you were telling me about it that they only offer the tests. Like there's a series of tests, is that correct?
Yes, so to be certified, especially through the Court of Master Sommeliers, they do tests in different cities all around the world. So they give you a, we'll say they have a list, and you get to pick the list. So oftentimes, if it's in your city, if you're lucky, and if not, you have to travel to someplace else. And it's kind of, it's on your budget. You have to pay for the test. You have to pay for your room and board in the city. So it can get quite expensive and pretty lengthy. And it's pretty competitive. So there's some times where, hey, there's a test in my city, and then I look and it's all full. So I have to figure something else out.
Now, how many do they usually cap it at?
I would say there's about 30 to 50 people, depending on,
that's not a lot for the whole country.
And usually about half of those pass. So, you know, there's thousands of just regular sommeliers, and then there's advanced somm and then master somm, and that is the hardest test to take in the world.
Oh, man.
8% pass rate is
Really?
what they say, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I'll ever get there, because 8% is kind of daunting.
So when you get to that level, can you call yourself like a doctor of wine?
You're a master sommelier, and honestly, wherever you go, doors open for you. You people that are in the wine world, because it becomes more, we'll say, smaller the higher you get up. It's,
right.
You'll know everybody. You'll have worked with somebody in some aspect. That's just kind of the culture of the environment. But you can do anything, and people want your time, and they're willing to pay for it, and they're willing to pay pretty good for it as well.
Nice.
Yeah, travel and drink.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Not a bad life at all. So I'm sure it's kind of like choosing your favorite child.
Don't wait.
But what is your favorite wine?
All right, so I'm not gonna answer that in a specific way because I can't choose. I love wine in general, and the way I say it is, you know, France has my heart. So if I'm drinking French wine, I'm feeling very romantic, and you know, c'est la vie. And if I'm eating,
There's that French accent, the sommelier.
And if I'm eating, I really love Italian wine, because that's what they do. They eat and they drink, and it's hand in hand. It's part of their culture, and you really see why when you're drinking the wine, particularly, and eating. So Italy has my stomach, and then for just table wine, like we're doing tonight, Spain has my table. Cheap, inexpensive, delicious. Drink it all day.
Can't go wrong.
No.
Can't go wrong at all with that.
Argentinian wine.
Ooh, Argentinian wines. I love Argentinian wines too, and they're making some really cool stuff. Especially, you know, they have pretty high mountain ranges, and they use some unusual tools to.
They have a good climate for it too, right?
Yeah, so you can find that they have a hot basin floor, so you find wines that are really cooked and extracted, and then they have really high altitudes, and it's kind of like a contest now who can make wine in the highest realms.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, if you notice the bottles, you'll read them. They say highest winery in the world or something like that.
Very competitive being high up. They're like, well, if we're highest up out with the altitude, like we're the top.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe not in taste, but in altitude.
Just gotta try the wine, I guess.
So Florida's pretty low then.
Florida is not a good place for wine. It's too hot, there's too much rain, and there's a lot of sand. That doesn't make for good wine.
But in case there are any Florida wineries that would like to sponsor our show, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you do make a delicious fruit wine.
Yeah. Orange wines are pretty cool. They're
Mad Beach Winery.
Yes, Mad Beach Winery. If you're tuning in, I'm looking for you. So, April, tell me, what do you like best about bartending?
I like the personal aspect of it, really. I like being able to communicate and engage with somebody and quickly learn their taste. And there's oftentimes I have people walk in the door and they tell me what they like, and I don't. And maybe if I know them enough, I'll push their palate. And so I like helping people to discover new things, especially when it comes to food and wine pairings, when, you know, people get that bulb, that aha moment of this is the best thing I've ever had, and I pat myself on the back.
April's very good at doing this, I just want to say. The patting herself on the back.
Yes, exactly.
No, she's very good at recommending wines and matching people with the type of wine that she thinks they'll like. I've personally experienced this.
I tried.
So, on the other side of the coin, what do you like least about bartending?
Long hours, and you know, there's a lot of other work that goes into it that that a lot of people don't see. The behind the scenes stuff is very technical, and there's a lot of cleaning.
Yes.
Every day.
Lots of cleaning glasses.
And like you just saw, there's things that go wrong, and you just have to roll with it and just kind of go with it. Especially if you're busy, you know, you can't unstop mistakes. You just gotta keep going.
Exactly. And the lifting of heavy glassware too.
It's fine.
That's how she gets her muscles. Now, I think I know the answer to this just from the previous questions.
Okay.
But if you could bartend anywhere in the world, where would you bartend?
Oh, right now?
I'll take a sip of wine while you think about this one.
In Tampa Bay, I would love to be a part of Burns, and that wouldn't be just bartending. That would be, you know, service, because they have master somms there, and their collection isn't just insane. You know, they're I would say not just known in America, but they're pretty internationally known for that cellar that's in there. So that's a cool opportunity that I would love to have.
Yeah, that would be a great place to work locally. If you could live anywhere and work, where would it be?
Right now, I kind of have my heart set on, you know, going to France and being a part of the culture, not just, you know, being a tourist, but, you know, being really ingrained in it. In Spain, too, because...
Yeah. I mean, anywhere in Europe, take me. So, if you had to describe your ideal bar in 3 words, what would it be?
Oh, I would say 3 words. Sophisticated. Taste. I want to taste anything and everything. And inexpensive, because I'm always on a budget.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's an imaginary place. But you asked.
All right, and then our last question for you is a fun one.
Okay.
What is the craziest or most awkward thing that you've witnessed while bartending?
I've witnessed a lot of stuff. And when people get booze in them, they get pretty interesting. Usually my most embarrassing stories are usually always involved around big events, like St. Patty's Day, you know, major drinking holidays where people are just not the norm. Yeah. I had a girl once who, she was so desperate for attention. This guy had a beer and she decided to put a full thing of pretzels into his beer just to get attention, and it was very...
Why are you going to, like, share that story about me?
No, it wasn't
just kidding,
you.
It wasn't me.
I poured the guy a new beer and looked at her and just shook my head like I was a mother, and just, that was it.
Ugh, that's rough. All right, well, we have one more sangria that you're going to be making for us.
There is no way that we are going to mess this one up this time.
All right, this one, we're going to make it happen.
Okay.
And no big mess. I promise fun.
Great.
All right, let's make it.
All right, so this is going to be...
Sorry.
Good. This is going to be the sweetest of the wines that we're making here.
Yeah.
We're not using the blender this time, so that's fine.
Also, a big thank you to our producer for cleaning up that mess. It was a big one.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to keep this lemon juice since we already poured it. We have some peaches here, just freshly cut. We're just going to drop those in. Nothing too hard. Prep work's probably the hardest thing. And then we have some brandy. So this brandy is just, it's a little on the sweeter side. You don't have to go big or expensive. Keep it kind of cheap. This is just an additive. Really, we're
just flavoring it.
Yeah.
And
so I have a sweet Spanish wine. This is a Moscato. Before that, we're gonna pour some peach juice. So you just some.
Now, where would you find a peach juice?
I found this at Publix.
Nice.
You'll be surprised when you're looking for something what you can find. So we're just gonna pour that. It's pretty viscous. Let's give that a nice little stir.
Give a good view right there. That sound all right.
And then our white sangria, Spanish of course, pour that on top. And so that's pretty good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some more bubbles onto this. We have this club soda right here. The theme of the day was Spanish wine and bubbles. There we go. Give it a nice stir. She's got some ice. Perfect.
There's our glass.
And then we're just going to pour this over top. Sangria can be one of those things that you don't have to think too hard about it. You just want fresh ingredients. You know, your wines don't have to be really expensive. We can say you can go with inexpensive, which is why I chose Spain.
Yes.
And just play around with what flavors you like.
Okay, sweet. So have you made like a super crazy concoction of sangria before?
Oh, I think that, no, I can't say that I have. I don't know. get back to me. Maybe I'll have to work on it. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give it a...
That's not too sweet. I thought it was going to be
taste.
sweeter, but it's really well balanced. Yeah.
That's good. And as you were saying earlier, you can always sweeten it up if you need to, right?
Yeah, this can be whichever level of sweetness you want. You can add more sugar into this. You can use agave nectar or honey. There we go. As your sweetener if you don't like regular sugar. So, you know, play around. Have fun.
Okay. All right. Well, that concludes our very first episode of Mix and Mingle. Thank you so much, April, for joining us tonight.
I was glad to be here.
I had fun experiencing the delicious sangrias of Spain.
Yeah.
And hopefully at home you'll have a better time with your watermelon sangria.
Yeah, good luck.
But I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you and raise a glass to the VPN Foundation for giving us this opportunity. Cheers and thank you. A big thank you and cheers to our sponsor, Code Rum. Cheers and thank you. And a big thank you and cheers to our producer, Von Reed. Thank you so much.
Thanks for cleaning up.
Thank you for cleaning up the mess. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Please drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And join us right back here next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. live on Facebook. And if you or a friend would like to join us on Mix and Mingle as a guest bartender, please drop a comment below or email us. And I believe that will pop up on the screen also. Thank you so much and a big cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. This guy didn't want to bring this one. Oh.